we need to learn it? We are dedicating a whole session for it. So what is the importance of DSA for data structures and algorithms? Okay. Then how to master it? What is the path for that? First, we'll know the importance, and then we'll see how. What is the path? What are the different things we need to learn? What are the topics? Okay, different resources. I will talk to you about that. Then, what are the mistakes that 80% of us do while preparing for the interviews, for internships, and for placements? Fine. This we'll talk about. And finally, we'll talk about the few mistakes to avoid during coding interviews. Okay. So this will be the agenda for today. This will be completely surrounded on data structures and algorithms. My name is Aveek. I'm working with PrepBytes from last 2 years as a mentor, as an instructor. Okay. And I'll be taking a session today. So hi, everyone. Good evening. I am really excited for this session. So I think we can begin now. I'm going to end the poll. Good evening. Good evening. Okay. So how many of you do know about data structures algorithms? Means if you have studied it in your college or somewhere, just type it out that you know. I know, something like that. Just type I know or I don't know. What is data structures and algorithms? Okay, some of you know, some of you don't know, some of you know using from YouTube, or some of you may know about from your college, because these two subjects will be there in college as well. Data structures and algorithms will be there in college, I think in 3rd semester or 4th semester. Maybe it can go to 5th in some colleges, but it will be there in 3rd, 4th, or 5th semester. Mostly it is in 3rd semester, the data structures topic. So, fine, great. In simple terms, if I talk about what is a data structure, it is nothing but a container that is used to store information. That is data structure, correct? A container that is used to store information. But how it is used means, what is its actual use? What is the use of data structures algorithms? If I give you a real world example, a very basic example, okay? Given a marks of 100 students, we have to store that marks. So we'll store that mark somewhere. Fine. Let's say you are creating a web app, or you are creating an app, an Android application or a website application. So you need to know about web app technologies or Android app technologies. That is fine. That is a tool that is used to implement your logic. Fine. So you will use something, a container, to store the information of 100 students. Or the information can be your student name, student roll number, its college, year, marks, and the subjects of those marks. Fine. So there are different data structures we can store this information. And the next part comes that we have to arrange that marks in increasing order. So most of you may know about sorting algorithms. Anyone? You know about sorting algorithms? Yeah, many of you know about sorting algorithms. It's simple. We are storing a data, and I can sort that data in either increasing order or decreasing order to get who is getting minimum data, what is the average data, who is getting the maximum marks. This we can store. Or better, let me give you another example. Let's suppose here, let's see this. Suppose I'm storing names. So many of you have names. So let's say I'm storing some names. This is Sonam, Ayush, okay, Aveek, Nahid, fine, and let's say some different Tanuja, fine. So let's say I'm storing these names, various different names, Okay. And I want to search out these names. Let's say I have 100 names and I am searching Tanuja in that. So what is the basic process? Can anyone tell me what is the basic thing you can do? Starting from the first name, you can simply compare. Yes or no? Compare with Sonam. Is this Tanuja? No. Compare with Ayush. Is the name matching? No. Compare with Aveek. Is the name matching? No. Compare with Nahid. Is the name matching? No. Compare with Tanuja. Is the name matching? Yes. We found a target name. Is this clear? We can simply do this. We have 100 names, and if you want to search a name, you can simply compare one by one with each and every name. Yes or no? Just type in a chat box, guys, interact with me. Very simple to do. But have you used the dictionaries? The paper dictionary, the Oxford dictionary that comes. Have you seen that? Just type yes or no. Have you seen the Oxford dictionary that comes? If you want to search a word, you do not compare each and every word, do you? You open a random page, and if you see that you want to search Tanuja word, but you are on, let's say, a word called English, so you will not search for the pages that is before English, correct? You know T comes after E, so in the dictionary also, Tanuja will come after English. Yes or no? Have you used dictionary? This is the simple process of using a dictionary. You open any page, you compare that page, which page that word is, and you go either left side or right side. Correct? Why? Because in dictionary, the names, the words are in a given increasing order, or let's say lexicographical order. Correct? In a sorted order, in simple terms. So if you want to search a name with T and you open a page with the names P, you will go to the right side. Simple. A, B, C, D, P, S, T. So you want to search something with T and you open a page with P. Will you search on the left side now? Just type yes or no. Will you search in the dictionary on the left side? No, you will simply not, because you know the answer is on the right side. So instead of searching one by one, now we are essentially not searching on one half. We are only searching in second half. Correct? We have removed n, let's say there are n by 2 possibilities, so n by 2 terms from our search. We have reduced the number of times we compare. We have reduced the number of operations in this manner. This is, some of you may know, this is the basic funda of binary search. This is an algorithm that we use. Correct? Some of you may know about it. I'm not expecting everyone to know it, but this the basic funda of an algorithm known as binary search. Fine. So there are various different algorithms, various different data structures that are used while you create different logic and to implement those logic. Fine. Let's suppose Facebook friends. So let's say I am A and I am friend with B, I am friend with C, I am friend with D, I am friend with E. Fine. B is friend with F. So Facebook suggests you may be friend with F. You get suggestions, yes or no? A is friend with B and B is friend with F. You may get a suggestion that you may know this person in Facebook. Correct? You saw that suggestions in Facebook? So this is a graph algorithm that is used. So yeah, it's a graphical representation. It's a graph algorithm that is used. Okay. So I just wanted to give you an idea that, okay, as data structure algorithms are used. Fine. But let's move forward and give you another basic thing to think about. Let's see this. Just a second. Clear our drawings. This I have already covered. Data structure is all about storing data such that operations can be performed on it. And algorithm is how we perform those operations. That is fine. Okay. So, but why do companies have these many rounds that they ask questions from data structures and algorithms from? Why there are so many technical rounds? Can anyone tell me? Why do the companies have 4, 5, 6 rounds, especially product-based companies, that they ask the questions in face-to-face also and in coding round also based on data structures and algorithms? There are projects, there are developments, but no, there are 3, 4, 5 rounds just based on data structures and algorithms. Why? Correct, Abhinav. Others? Come on, just think on it. Correct, Silas. Yes, Arman. Because of different no. To check problem solving skills, correct. To check the ability to for logic building, correct. Analytical skills, not how many you can solve. It is not on the quantity; it is on the quality. Okay, logical skills, efficiency, problem solving skills, logic building up. Yeah, ability to check the candidates. Okay, fine. Yeah. So if you just see the interview experiences of many companies, you will find there are so many coding questions asked. It is to check your problem solving skills. It is to check your logic building skills. Fine. Whether you will be able to think on a real world problem quickly. It is not that it is always based on implementation. Whether you will be able to think its solution and then implement it. That is what is checked, especially in product-based companies. So these are the two things. They are trying to check your problem-solving skills. They want to know, given a problem, can you come up with a solution and can you implement that solution? There are two different things. If you are very good at implementation, suppose you learn a coding language, C, C++, Java, or Python, fine, and you are good at implementation. But you are not, means if I tell you that this is the algorithm, step by step, I give you algorithm code, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 steps. You convert that steps into code. You can do this, but you cannot think on that algorithm. This is what they are checking. And if you can think on the algorithm, but you're not able to implement that, that is also not what they want, especially product-based companies. Are you understanding my point? There are two things here, and you should be good at both of these two things. Fine. I will take answers I will take Q&A at the end for all these questions that you guys are asking. Fine. So just interact with me for now. Are you understanding? There are these two things that they're checking. Given different problems, are you able to think on the solution? And then can you implement that solution? Both. They want to know both, especially the companies offering more than 8 LPA package. They want to know about both. So suppose this is a service-based company, it is giving the mass recruiter, it is giving 3, 4 LPA package. Okay, so they do not want a good problem-solving skills. They want that you can do more work or not. They have already defined the work. Can you learn that and can you just copy paste and implement it more and more and more and more? They want to know that. But if you increase the LP, the packages, now they also want you to think on the solution and then implement. That is a difference. Why there is a difference in package? The skills levels are tested differently. Are you understanding the difference? Okay, great. So it is a very common questions asked by our students or in many webinars to us that why DSA is important, why do we have to do competitive coding, why do we actually have to do coding? There is development. Why do we have to do coding? This is the reason. Just go and search the interview experiences for major product-based companies. You will find many rounds just only and only based on technical coding questions. And our agenda at PrepBytes here is exactly this, to make you guys aware how important coding is, especially for placements in very good companies in a good package, at a good package. I will tell you about some of our courses and give you a discount coupon at the end, how we will help in make you understand and learn DSA, but that will be at the end of the session. Okay. So now I will give you a roadmap of the topics and the languages, which language you can choose for coding and so on and so forth. Is it even important to choose a language? Okay, which language is good for interviews? Many ask these questions to us. C, C++, Java, Python. I will be talking about these 4 languages. Fine, and different topics that you need to learn in DSA. Okay, let's start with the roadmap now. The basics are done. That why do we need it? Let's see what are the things we need to learn and how you will learn it. Okay. Okay. A random question. If the companies say that they will not ask DSA, will you learn it? Just type yes or no. Yeah, many are saying yes, that's great. Okay, just fill out this poll. Let me get this information. You should definitely learn it. It's really helpful to increase that logic building abilities when you do coding. It's really helpful. Just fill out this poll, everyone. You can do DSA in any language. For competitive coding, I would not prefer C, but if it is not for competitive coding, C is fine. I will explain why afterwards. Okay, Harsh? And competitive coding is important. You should learn at least C, any of these one language, C++, Java, or Python. Because C does not have OOPS concept, and OOPS concept is really useful. Okay? Yeah, Python is okay. I will explain about which language to choose. I will explain. Okay, let's see the topics first. So the topics that I am writing here is language unspecific, first of all. Okay, so you have to learn it no matter what language you are using. Either it is C, C++, Java, or Python. Before DSA started, you have to complete this process. It is not that you wake up one day and you say, oh, I want to learn whole data structures and algorithms without learning these topics. It is not possible. Okay, you have to learn these topics, the basics of any language. You have to learn its syntax. You have to learn data types and operators, conditional statements, iteration statements, loops, if else. Okay, what are functions or / methods in Java? It is called methods. Array, strings, time complexity, recursion, searching, and sorting. Means this is very basic. These 7 to 8 points. You definitely have to do it. Okay. Once you know this, then your journey starts for data structures and algorithms, the main data structures and algorithms. Fine. They are very important. They are the basics. They are the building blocks. Is this point clear? And you have to do this for all the languages. Is this point clear? You can take a screenshot for this. Next, after this comes data structures and algorithms. Okay, you will learn linked list, stack, queue, tree, graph, and heap, the basic data structures. And for algorithms, there are paradigms: divide and conquer paradigm, greedy paradigm, backtracking paradigm, dynamic programming paradigm. Each of these paradigms have different algorithms inside of them. 4 basic paradigms and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 basic data structures. And OOPS is there in C++, Java, and Python, which is obviously you have to learn. In C, OOPS is not there. In C, there is structure, which you can use to implement the data structure. These are very basic. I'm not going into advanced data structures or advanced algorithms. These things you should definitely know. Most of you have filled out for 10 to 15 LP or greater than 15 LP. Okay, they are just 10% for 5 to 10 LPA. So guys, from 3 to 5 LPA, it's okay if you just know data structures. They will not probably ask from hard dynamic programming or backtracking questions to you. But 5 to 10, as soon as you jump 6 to 7 LPA boundary, you should know all these things. Is this clear? These basic things means this is just this you should definitely know. Okay. And now in the next slide, I will show you something different other than these points and some different topics that are there. This is the first slide and this is the second slide. These first 2 slides means the topics written here are a must. Means if you do not want to do extra work, this is the base work. Okay, without doing any extra work. This is compulsory. Then comes your bit manipulation, tries, segment tree, Fenwick tree, hashing. Okay, then comes those topics. It is not that you have to learn all of them and then those topics will come. They will also be there in middle only. Means you will learn bit manipulation after in between searching and sorting. You should learn it. Hashing you should learn after linked list. Fine. So, but these are base, and then what I am saying are the extra things that you should do. And then if you go to specific C, C++, Java, or Python, C does not have any inbuilt support. What is the meaning of an inbuilt support is in C++, Java, and Python, especially for competitive coding, it is very useful. They have inbuilt heap, queue, stack. Means we do not have to actually write the code to implement a queue. We do not have to write the code to implement a heap. Okay, they're already provided in STL, in Java, or Map, or Python. Okay, we do not have to actually write the code for hashing. Maps are provided in all 3 of them. That's why I always say that knowing C is very good, because C will teach you that how to implement each and everything from base. How actually map is working, that C will teach you. Because in that you have to implement it from base. Fine. In one language, that is C++, Java, and Python, you should know how to implement everything from base. You should know that. Fine. You have to practice that. But when it comes to competitive coding, when you just have 2 hours, 3 hours in an interview coding round to solve a question, it is not recommended to actually implement each and everything in coding rounds where you type it out. Okay. You can use STL and you can use Java collection framework or Python collections, inbuilt functionalities to solve those questions. Okay. In face-to-face interviews, it depends on the interviewer. If you ask me and if I give you a question that you have to implement a queue, then in that case, you have to implement the queue throughout from using classes and objects and so on. But if I ask you a question that is being solved using a queue, then you can use this inbuilt queue to solve it. Are you understanding the difference? If I ask you that implement a circular linked list, then yes, you have to implement the circular linked list in one of the languages that you know. I do not care in which language you are implementing, but you have to implement in one of the languages from base. But if I give you a question that is being solved using a linked list, then it's fine if you're using an inbuilt method, inbuilt functionality, and creating the linked list. Are you understanding the difference here? That when you can use and when you cannot use. OOPS is object-oriented programming. So C you will definitely learn in college. But yes, go to C++, Java, or Python. Any three. Any three is fine. For competitive coding, why most of us suggest C++ is simply because C++ is faster than Java and Python. The execution time of C++ is faster than Java and Python. That is why for competitive coding, C++ is suggested. But in interviews, you should know any one language, that is C++, Java, or Python, and you should be able to implement the code in any of the languages. Until and unless in job description it is mentioned that we are looking for Java developers, then it is in JD only that Java is needed. But if you are going for a software development role or any other role where it is just not mentioned about any specific language needed in job description, then any language is fine, guys. Do not C++ is fine, Java is fine, Python is fine. Any language is okay. Fine, but you should be able to implement and you should know the things of that language. If you tell an interviewer that I know Java, okay, and this is I know Java, I'm rating myself 8 by 10 of Java, then at least if I ask you as an interviewer about multi-threading, about something about collection framework, you should be able to answer that. Okay, if you are telling that you know Java, if you're telling that you know Python, you should be able to answer the questions of that language. But any of one language is fine. Okay, C++, Java, or Python. Is this answering your question that which language you should know? It totally depends that which language you are more compatible with. Okay, some likes to code in Java, some likes to code in C++, some likes to code in Python. If you do not know how to know that, on YouTube there are various videos to learn to C++ in 2 hours, learn C++, Java in 2 hours, learn Python in 2 hours. Just give a day for each and every language and see which language you are more compatible with. In those 2 hours video, you will take 5 hours to implement that 2-hour video, and you will know that I am liking which language implementation wise. Okay. Yeah, one language will work. And this is what I'm saying. If you know C++ and you have solved, let's say, 400 questions of C++ using C++, and you want, let's learn Java, it will take hardly 6 weeks to do it. Hardly 4 to 6 weeks to implement those same questions in Java. Python, it will take around 8 weeks. The reason being Python syntax is totally different from C++ and Java. That is why. That is the only reason. Fine. But you can switch and you can learn any other language if you have control of any one language. You can learn any other language easily because the logic remains same. The algorithm is remaining same for solving that question. Only the syntax is changing. The inbuilt functionalities are changing. But you know that, okay, here if else will be used. So in C++ also there if else will be used. In Java also it will be used, and in Python also it will be used. It's just that its syntax will change. Okay? But knowing one language is fine. No, it is not that product-based companies will prefer to ask technical questions in Python programming. No, remove that Python programming. They will prefer to ask technical questions. And you can solve those technical questions in C++, Java, or Python, or C. Okay? If a C++ and Java programmer apply for the same job, who is more likely to get selected does not depend on the language. If the job description is not saying any specific thing about the language, it is not dependent on the language. It depends on your logic building skills, on your problem solving skills. Whether you are C++ or Java, if you are able to think on the solution and implement that solution, that is fine. I have learned DSA in C. Will it take time to learn DSA in Java? You just need to learn the implementation of DSA in Java. That means you need to learn Java implementation and syntax. You already know DSA. You will. There is the logic will not change. The theory will not change. It just that you will using structures to implement DSA. In C, here you will use class and objects to implement that. Okay. Fine. So if you know a language and you guys have most of you are from first and second year. If you know C++, at least learn one more, because what happens now in MCQ sometimes the questions will be there from C, C++, and Java in mock tests. Fine. So I think this is what we have discussed, which language to choose. Okay. No, I am again and again saying until and unless it is not mentioned in JD, it is no one language is preferred over another language. It totally depends on company's job description. Okay. Fine. So how? For each and every topic that I have shown you here, for each topic to begin with, you should solve 10 to 15 questions or 20 questions. 15 questions of each and every topic, 10 to 15 to begin with. Fine. So in arrays, let's say you told 10, 15 questions, 5 easy, 5 medium, 5 hard. Strings, 5 easy, 5 medium, 5 hard, and you move to the next topic. Recursion, solve 15 questions, move to the next topic, and so on. You complete this whole process. Fine. So what we are doing, first we are solving some standard questions. We are learning the data structure, we are learning that topic, and we are moving forward. Okay, then the cycle repeats, and now it is not that we will go topic by topic. Now we will go to some coding websites and we will take any question, and now we will solve the question. Fine. Now those 15 questions were there just to get you started with the topic and understand the integrities of the topic, the standard now you will move on to different questions and solve more and more and more and more and more and more questions. At least means if you are solve 400 to 500 to 600 questions, 700, 800, 1200 questions on various different coding websites. You know, just seeing that what that tells as an interviewer to us, just written that on your resume, there are many different things that it tells us. First of all, it tells us that you do not quit when you are frustrated. You do not quit when you fail. That is competitive coding. In competitive coding, it is so much frustration, and you may quit after if you're not able to solve a question in 2 days. You will say, I will not do competitive coding. That is wrong. Someone who has solved so many questions in various different coding platforms, we know that he has put time. We know that he has put efforts. That is what is being judged when your profile is mentioned in a resume. Okay, we know that your solving skills are good. We just need to test it more. In pressure environment, can you do it? In an interview, face-to-face interview, in a pressure environment, can you implement your logic? That is what is being tested. Understand my point. It is really, really important. Okay. Mostly what happens if every coding platform has a profile. Fine. If you are in CodeChef, MyCode, LeetCode, you will have a profile, and that profile will maintain that how many questions you have solved from that topic. It is not that you mention I have solved 1500 questions. We see your profile and you have not solved 50 questions also. We'll reject the resume. You will not even get the chance. Okay, so every coding have the profile. You cannot lie on that. Fine. Now we are going to discuss about coding competitions. Why competitive coding is important? First of all, the most important part I already said. The second important point for competitive coding is simply that you learn the theory of data structures and algorithms. Fine. But which data structure and which algorithm will be used in which scenario? That practice is given to you by competitive code. That you have a problem to solve, and now to solve this question, the best algorithm to use is this algorithm. The best algorithm to use is this data structure. This knowledge, this application knowledge. Okay, this comes when you solve many questions. Okay, this is a scenario that stack is very useful. If this is the scenario, okay, linked list is very useful. Every data structure has its usages. If I talk about heap, it and I want min element each and every time, heap gives me min element each and every time before without sorting. So every data structure has its usages, and the application of those usages is very important. That is why competitive coding is important. Okay. Secondly, as I told you, the profiles that you create on various different platforms helps the interviewer to know your personality. Fine. And then we check whether do you actually have that particular knowledge or can you implement that knowledge in a pressure environment or not. Simply. If you are a 4-star, 5-star, 6-star coder in code, if you are master or something on code forces, then you have lead code and you have solved 1500 questions on lead code, 1000 questions on lead code. We do not care about the language that you have used. We know that given a problem, if I talk in Hindi, तुम हाथ धो के पीछे पड़ जाओगे उसको solve करने के लिए. That is what it tells us. You will not quit, and you will be constantly thinking on how to solve that problem, and you will be giving the company solution for that problem. And that is what been checked in the interviews. Is the importance clear? I'm again and again saying this is very important. Coding is a must. It is very important. Okay. Is it clear why it is important? This helps us to filter this out. The efforts you are putting in, either you will be in a large group, let's say of 100 students, or you will be in a small group that have put more and more efforts and they are placed in very good companies. That totally depends on your efforts. Fine. Let's quickly discuss what mistakes you might do. How do you actually do it? Okay. So you don't want to spend time on developing basic coding skills. This is one of the basic mistakes. I'm just pointing out the mistakes most of us do. Okay. And what we have seen students do. So don't want to spend time on developing basic coding skills. Okay, if you want to learn data structures, you directly jump to linked list as a data structure. You directly jump to array as a data structure without clearing your basics first. That is not what you have to do. Fine. You have to solve more and more coding questions and develop good coding skills. This you should miss. I've already pointed this point out many times now. Don't focus on mugging up more and more questions. It is not that you see 150 videos of questions being solved. It is very good. I have seen 150 videos of questions being solved. Have you solved any one question of them? You have to solve. After seeing those 150 questions, if you do not solve more different 150 questions after that, then what is the use? You are mugging it up. And in an interviewer, if someone gives you different question and you're not used to use your mind to solve it, there will be no lecturer there to help you. There will be no mentor there to help you in the interview. See 150 questions, video solutions, that is fine. But solve 300 questions after that. That is what is needed. Are you understanding my point? The importance is you solve coding questions, not see on and only depend on the video solutions that I have seen 150 video solutions. That means I know coding. No one is saying that. If you have solved that many questions on your own, then you know coding. Are you understanding the difference between seeing? That helps. Video solutions helps. Okay, that is the first step that you can take, seeing the lectures of different solutions of different questions. That will help you increase your logic building abilities. But you have to put that logic building abilities to use now. You have to hone your skills by solving more and more questions. Just do not focus on mugging up. Okay, try to come up with your own solutions and understand the concepts on your own for many different questions. Okay, this maybe how many of you just type yes or no for this slide? You have made up in your mind that coding interviews are very tough and you are not made for product based companies. Many of you maybe already think this, which is not absolutely correct. Many of you are writing yes, this is not absolutely correct. You have to put effort. That's it. I'm for getting a good placement, 1.5 year. Just forget everything. 1.5 year minimum. Just give 1 year, 1.5 year. Means I'm not saying for the geniuses. Geniuses may need 2, 3, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. Okay, depend on the level of their genius. But for normal guys, just give 1.5 year. 2 years, 1.5 year. Just give the first 2 years or the second 2 years or second, third year or third. Means fourth year is all on placements. So for the first 3 years, give 1.5 year to it. Just solve many different questions, solve interview questions, solve competitive coding questions. It will be really, really helpful. Okay. It is not that you start your journey and anyone is expecting you to solve the questions in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. It takes days to solve a question, guys. It takes days. You see long challenges, that 10 days challenge. Sometimes for 10 questions, 8 questions, it takes 10 days to solve them. It happens. That is why practice is needed. The more you practice, the quicker it will become. Fine. So have confidence and work hard. Don't judge yourself. Work hard. Put the effort first. Okay. This should not happen. This is very common. Very, very common. You were trying to solve a problem, you got stuck, and you quit. Very, very good problem. Happened with everyone. I hope after this webinar, you will start again if this happened with you. Fine. So do not quit. What I do is when I'm frustrated, I simply close that for some moment of time. I listen to some music, I talk to my family, I roam around, and I come back after settling my brain. That's it. I start again. Watch some comedy show, watch Friends, watch How I Met Your Mother, something like that. Watch 1 or 2 episodes and come back. Just rejuvenate yourself. That's it. Okay. If you are stuck, then seek help and guidance from your seniors, batchmates, or from us. I will tell you now about. We are almost at the end, but do not quit. Okay. So, how many of you have competitive or coding environment in your college? Just type yes or no. Somewhat yes, yes, no, yes, no. Okay, fine. So if you have a competitive environment, that is very good. You have seniors, you have batchmates to help you out. And if you do not have a competitive environment, just start it on your own. Okay. In a college, a competitive environment, if it is there, it's very good for you also and for seniors and for your juniors and for seniors as well. See, if you start a competitive coding environment, let's say some club in your college, and now your juniors will come to you. You will teach something. And when you teach someone something, that is when you understand the concept really well. Teaching someone makes a concept really, really clear. It really helps these environments, these clubs. If you do not have, just start with it. Okay. So how many hours are there in a college right now? 6 hours, 8 hours? How many hours is a college taking up? 4, 5, 6, 8? I do not think it will be more than 8. Correct? No one is there more than 8 hours. Okay. So 16 hours, 10 hours for sleep, 6 hours, 4 hours for anything else. Start giving at least 2 hours to coding. At least 2 hours. After everything remaining, at least give 2 hours. Best time is morning, 7 to 9. No message will come from anyone. Everyone is sleeping. 6 to 8, best time. At night, there are a lot of disturbances. In morning, there is no disturbance at all. It's a perfect time. If you are more of a night person, then after 12 to 2, 1 to 3, at least give 2 hours. Then start increasing it to 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, and so on. Depends on how much closer your placements are. Fine, but at least give 2 hours. Start with 2 hours and then increase. In 1 month, go to 2 hours 15 minutes, 2 hours 30 minutes, and so on. In 3-4 months, at least give 3.5 hours to 4 hours. Okay. So I will just give you a basic idea about our programs, and then I will take some more Q&A sessions with Q&A questions of you, fine, for you. So I'll give you the links. I will give you the coupon code for the discount coupons, and then I will. You can ask me some more questions here on chat. So this is the link for our placement courses. They're divided into 3: Zenith, Pinnacle, and Crest. Depends on the this package. Zenith is greater than 10 LPA for our FANG, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Adobe, and so on. Pinnacle is till 10 LPA, that is 6 to 10 LPA, and less than 5 LPA is Crest. If you go to Zenith, you will be able to see what you say. Okay, I do not think this is visible. Are you able to see my screen? Yeah, I do not think that was visible. Just a sec. Yeah, is the screen visible now? Can you see the PrepBytes website? Yeah. So in courses and programs, you will see placement courses, expert coder courses, full stack development courses, foundation courses, and so on. So 125 days expert coder. If you are in first year or second year, I would prefer you that you go for 125 days expert coder. It starts with the basics, that if else, for loop, how to print an array, and so on and so forth, will be there in 125 days expert coder. But if you already know these basics, that is for loop, if else conditions, you just have to start with array, strings, recursion. Then you can go for 100 days. That is the difference between them. Rest everything is same. The basics, functions, these all things are not there in 100 days, but everything is there in 125 days. There's a difference in these 2 points. Okay. If you go to placement program, then it is Zenith, Pinnacle, and Crest. So Zenith is for product-based companies. Pinnacle is from 6 to 10 LPA package companies, and Crest is less than 5 LPA. That is mass recruiters, you can say. If you click on it, you will go to a Zenith page where you can get all the information, when are the batching started, what is the price, and so on and so forth. Okay. And if you just want to learn only C, and only Java, then you can simply go to the foundation courses. Okay. Or only data structures and algorithms, you know the basic, that first slide I show you, you know all that, you can go to the foundation courses and go for master data structures and algorithms. only data structures and algorithms, only C, only Java, only Python. All these are there in foundation courses. But if you are in first, second year, I would prefer you to go for 125 days expert coder. And if you are already somewhat know about coding, just go for 100 days. And if you are looking for placements and internships, then go for Zenith, Pinnacle, or Crash, depending on what you need. You can simply call our team. The contact information is here, and they will arrange a call with you with our sales team, and they will explain in depth about each and every course. Okay, so the basic things about all the courses. Sorry about the light. Just a second. Yeah, I will switch off my camera. Hello, am I audible? Okay, fine. So you will have live sessions, weekly live sessions of the topics in all the courses. Fine. Live coding sessions will be there where a mental, suppose me, I will be coming and we will have a discussion like we're having here. You will be solving a question with me. Okay. What is the problem solving approach? What are you lacking? We can all discuss in that live sessions. Then each and every program is divided into what you say, topic by topic division is there for each and every program. Okay. So if you go to 125 day expert coder, it is topic by topic division. First, you will learn about the fundamentals, then arrays, then strings, week by week, time, complexity, recursion. So if you are in recursion, you will not get the coding questions for searching, sorting, or divide and conquer, anything like that. If you are in recursion, you will only get the questions from array, strings, the basic of programming, and recursion. That is how the program is divided, each and every program. Okay, because and each and every program is personalized. There will be an onboarding test, and that onboarding test will help you see what is your current coding level. Okay, if it is beginner, then we will give you coding questions of printing the array, adding all the elements in an array. But if you are a good program already, then you do not need those questions. You already know how to print an array, how to take input of an array. If you are a good programmer, then we will not give you those questions. So the programs are personalized in that manner. Fine, and more other informations are also there that you can definitely discuss with our team. The courses are in C, C++, Java, and Python. You can choose any one of the language. Okay, whichever you like. There are pre-recorded videos, and with videos you will get questions to solve. Fine, and the live sessions will be there weekly once for each topic. Let's say for arrays, there are live sessions. Fine, so you have arrays, all the topics of the arrays, the questions, and then there will be coding questions to solve. So we have more coding questions. We prefer to have more coding questions than anyone else. The reason is very simple, that the more questions you solve, the better it is for you. So the coding questions will be more. Fine, and definitely there is a doubt platform where you can ask all the coding questions, doubts, whenever you are stuck on it, 12 hours a day. Okay. So for the courses, I'm giving you a coupon. It is 20% off for all our programs, and it is valid till July end. This coupon, this I've shared, is 20% off on all our programs, valid till July end. Okay, I hope you get it. Fine. So I really hope after this webinar, I have motivated you enough that you guys start your journey in coding if you have not yet started. Okay. No, if you are in first year, please do not focus on machine learning as of now. Just first complete DSA and then move on to any other point, especially for first years. Okay. These courses will be taught in C, C++, Java, or Python, depending on your language, Arijit. which language you are choosing, depending on that, the courses will be. Means you will get that course. If you select a C++ 125 days expert coder, then you will get 125 days expert coder in C++. Okay. I am open to questions now, guys. Just fill out this poll and you can ask me questions now. No, there is no time limit. You can watch any number of the live courses have a lifetime access. Top mentorship have what you say. Top mentorship is for 6 months, and video and questions are lifetime access. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is required to have competitive coding for interviews. Instead of books, just go for interview. Many websites, they are much better in that scenario. The information is updated regularly there. Okay. We have more webinars which you guys can join. Some questions will be definitely discussed in these webinars. Okay. How to prepare for coding interviews, for recursion, if you want to know how to master competitive coding, you can just register on these webinars for development based questions. Okay. For expert coder, it's basically competitive coding course, fine, with each and every topic present. If you are only going for data structures and if you are only going for data structures and algorithms, then we consider that you know the basics of algorithm. If you are in the first year, you should prefer expert coder. If you are in third year, fourth year, you should prefer Zenith courses, or Zenith or Pinnacle, that is placement courses. Okay. Then DSA is definitely DSA is necessary in that case, Nakshatra. If you want to go for MTech, then data structure algorithms you should know. So for placements, you can use my code and lead code. Okay. So we have practice by company and interview coding for placement purposes, and for competitive coding for competitive coding purposes. Fine. For development projects, the first two slides which I've shown you, just complete those, and after that you can start with development projects. Okay, Arjit? That is, know the basic data structures and algorithms, and then you can start. Means if you do not want to do coding, and if you just, I do not prefer that, you should do coding first. Okay. And then focus on, if you have that much time, and then focus on development. It goes hand by hand. It is not that you just have to do coding. It's BTech. You have to give more and more time into studying rather than everything else. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. This was a session from my side. I hope it was helpful to you all. Thank you so much.